I'm Jeri Nixon. Did you know that America is one of the only places that has yellow bus stops, 24/7 stores, and a high school prom? Have you ever visited a culture and been shocked at how many different ways they do their day-to-day life? Horace Minor, in Body Ritual Among the Nasarima, describes many American daily rituals in a way that makes them seem odd and off-putting, like an outsider were to describe them. For example, he refers to the bathroom as a shrine, the dentist as a holy mouth man, and cosmetics as women's beauty rituals. At first, his descriptions seem extreme and off-putting to the readers, but slowly you begin to realize that he's describing American culture. This article made me realize that we should never judge a culture too quickly. What seems normal to us might be really odd to a different culture, and vice versa. We should go to other cultures, and instead of making quick judgments, we should try to understand why they do their day-to-day routine. The article depicts American culture as ritualistic and obsessive. Through the satire of this article, it shows that what feels normal to one culture may be very strange to another. So we should approach all cultures with an open mind. Picture this. Once a year, there's an evening where everything changes, just for a little while. Females spend months researching to try and find the perfect adornments, and they do a couple weird things. They apply colored pigments to their face, and they get hot metal and put it on their hair, forming weird shapes with their hair. The males do something interesting too. They find crystals that have herbs and oils inside of them and apply them onto their body to waft into the air. And you wouldn't believe it, but these people gather together once a year in a room that is completely transformed and looks so different. And you can tell when people have come to this event together because they match. They don't match their hair, they don't match their look, they just match in color. They wear outfits that are the same. And they gather in this room that has been transformed, and they do something interesting. They start moving rhythmically to the sound in the room, the sound that you can feel in the ground, and they form a circle. They form a circle jumping up and down, and one at a time, someone will come into the circle and do some sort of move with their body, each one being different, hoping to get different applause or shouts from the circle around them. And at one point in the night, two specific people, a male and a female, are called forward onto an elevated platform. And when they get on this platform, they are given titles, crowns, and a brief amount of fame. Now, something interesting about this night is that people wear these outfits that are usually expensive and they've worked so hard to find, but they never wear them after that. This may seem interesting, and it's a part of the Nasarima culture. This event is a direct reflection of several key values in American culture. The unique clothes and styles of this event represents personal expression and individualism, saying that each person can express themselves in whatever way they want. This event also highlights the U.S. value of community. Experiencing this together creates memories and good times, fostering a community wherever it goes. The ritual, while strange to an outsider, plays an essential role to shaping their understanding of what adulthood belonging is and memories from their adolescence. If you haven't figured out what I'm talking about yet, I'm talking about everyone's favorite school dance, prom. Over the years, prom has changed a lot. In the early 1900s, high school dances were modest and formal. There were chaperones and it was all very strict. But then, in the 1920s, when the flapper era began, dances started to become more glamorous, individualistic, like the kind we recognize today. The rise in individualism and the importance of socializing outside of the family became more popular during the 1920s. In the 1950s and 60s, prom became formal rite of passage at schools, especially a good memory for seniors in high school. Fancy dresses, tuxedos, limousines, flowers, and all parts of prom that you think of today started becoming more popular in the 1950s and 60s. In recent decades, it's began to focus on social media and the extravagant displays that can come with prom. For example, the elaborate promposals that we all love, the luxury dresses that are so beautiful, and the high-end venues that schools seem to be competing with. Even after parties seem to be getting more and more elaborate over the years. The changes in prom culture have both positive and negative effects on U.S. culture. Some positive effects of prom on the U.S. culture are that they create a milestone for teenagers. They create shared memories that are really a great thing to experience for teenagers. And they create a celebration of adolescence becoming into adulthood and growing up. On the other hand, the growing focus on expensive dresses, fancy venues, and social media posts have led to more pressure on students to spend a lot of money and show off for prom. This can cause stress and create problems with self-esteem, and especially for those who can't afford to meet these high expectations for prom. Sarah Brandt describes in her article, The Myth and Reality of Prom, that teenagers are bombarded by societal norms in various media outlets, stressing the notion that prom will be the perfect culmination of their high school years. This pressure around prom to have the best dress, ride, and raising price that it is not realistic for all families. As time goes on, the prom normal becomes more and more unrealistic for everyone to meet. This trend raises concerns about how much value is placed on material things and how it affects the way people feel about themselves. Prom is so fun and sometimes the highlight of someone's high school career. Overall, while prom remains an important tradition, the increasing focus on status and luxury can be harmful to U.S. culture by promoting materialism and creating social pressure. Just like in Miner's article that helped us see what's normal to one culture can be strange and interesting to another culture, it is important to see how the American rituals like prom could be seen from an outside perspective. This brings us back to the need to approach all cultures, including our own, with an open yet critical mind. Thank you.